Hey, welcome back to the Travel Ones podcast. Very fortunate today to have Gavin Maloof and Steve Rice, the co-owners of Tequila Comisario, a wonderful tequila brand. And I'm just excited to have two business people I haven't had any tequila people or actually any alcohol people on the show, but I know you guys travel. I know it's a lot about getting out and about and being seen around town, many towns, I guess. How are you guys today?
Great.
Great. Honored to be here.
Super appreciate it. It'd be interesting to talk about kind of the background of Tequila Comisario. I know it's a burgeoning business. Tequila is the liquor of choice right now, it seems like.
In the last 10 years, it's grown 480%. And during COVID, it grew 57.9%. It surpassed in dollar value, not case sales, but just dollars. It surpassed 2 years ago rum, surpassed bourbon last year, and this year it's surpassed vodka. So it's number one as far as revenue. And as I say, it's growing at 50% a year. And now we've engaged by the end of this year, 1st of January, we'll be in a total of 15 countries. So it's nice to be expanding and let the rest of the world know what a margarita is all about. Number one cocktail in America.
A good quality margarita, that is.
Yes, sir.
I've had a few bad ones, but
I don't drink, full disclosure. I'm Gavin's driver, okay, when I'm in Vegas. Just in case he has a little little drink or two.
That's called being thrown under the bus, Gavin.
Yeah. Not that he needs it.
My wife just calls me the Uber driver, so I'm all good with that.
Same here.
Yeah. So how much traveling have y'all done? I mean, going down to Jalisco, I would imagine.
Gavin travels a lot more than I do. The guy we hired to kind of handle day to day has had 52 years in the business. His name is Luis Cota.
Yeah.
He 10 years with Diageo, 10 years with Gallo Wine, and Vern Underwood, the head guy for Young's Markets for years before they merged a year or so ago, maybe 2 years with RNDC, bigger distributor now. We've just looked forward to doing more outside the U.S. We're in 45 states. We were in one in 2017, so we've had tremendous growth. And it's in no surprise that we've done it with the help of people like Gavin and his reach. He got us into Kroger, a couple of stores there, 109 stores in Arizona, the Fry's stores. And then we got the opportunity to join Ralph's, another division of Kroger in California. We started with 50 stores about 5 months ago. We were just given another 36, so we've got 86 stores here in California with them. And then they've got another 100 available to us as soon as we feel comfortable that we can. I don't want to bite off more than we can chew.
Yeah, distribution.
That's the worst thing you can do. And then we picked up 15 Smith stores, I believe, in the Vegas area. That includes Summerlin and Henderson, Nevada.
So the West Coast is growing.
Yes, for sure. It's a nice place to sell, although Miami's getting big, Texas is big, especially for tequila. We got into Japan recently. Luis made a trip around the world just about. He was in Japan, and we landed 30-some Costco's with the 750 bottle, but their culture is such that when you go to Japan and in the hotels and the bars and the restaurants, they carry a 50 ml bottle. Not a 50, a 500 ml bottle. They carry the little minis too, but we've had some 500 ml bottles made, and now we'll start ordering those. Europe's a little different too. We went into Holland and picked up 8 countries in the last 90 days. And those are 700 ml bottles. So we're having to mix up the molds and the different raw material that we have to order. It's a little different. Everyone's got to be a little bit unique, I guess. But we're keeping up with the pace.
That's one of the things as a business person, you think about, but I think as a consumer, I would never have considered different sized bottles for different countries.
Yeah, it's like I say, I think they all want to be unique unto themselves.
Ah, so distribution wise, I mean, that's got to be difficult just to,
A little bit to get started, but once
yeah.
the ball rolls, it all takes care of everything at the
Is
end of
tequila
the day.
growing in Japan?
It's just now kind of being introduced. We made a deal where we would distribute their sake and Japanese whiskey, three different levels, types, in the US through our distribution chain. And then they would buy our tequila and
One back.
distribute that to Japan, Singapore, and Taiwan. So it was a good deal. Japanese whiskey is highly recognized as one of
Yeah.
the best whiskeys in the world. We have three different types ranging, I think, from $69 a bottle to 400. The $400 bottle it's kind of rare. We bought 2 containers worth, and we were only able to get 10 of those cases on the first container, times 6. So we got 60 bottles, but
That
it's
was it.
in high demand.
Wow. That's pretty cool though, that being able to kind of cross pollinate between the Japanese whiskey and then giving them the
Oh yeah, it's a win-win.
yeah.
And the guy that actually runs most of the liquor in Japan had already agreed on and picked a tequila that he was going to use to kind of introduce to all of Japan. And when we got there for a tasting, he quickly dropped the other one and took us. Again, we're the most awarded tequila in the world the last 3 years. We've got over 30 gold and double gold medals. We have 1 platinum that no tequila has. We're the only recognized tequila with a platinum medal. We've got an extra añejo. It's 7 years aged. When I went to Bellagio with the help of Gavin, the buyer there, who's been there since day one, said it's the finest tequila he's ever tasted on the planet. He bought $50,000 worth before I even got out of the office, and he had 1 sip. So he used it for the high rollers, the villas, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And the Wynn Hotel, Kyle Thomas, executive director of hotel operations over there, has embraced us. They're moving it. Aria just took our tequila in. Gavin and I sponsored a charity poker tournament at Poker Go, and it worked out really well. They ran out that particular week. They took us over. They had to go over to Bellagio and buy 37 cases just to keep up with the new introduction in Aria. So people taste it. We're the best tequila nobody's heard of, right, Gavin?
That's right.
But it's good stuff. It's very, very good tequila.
I was going to ask, how important is it with alcohol in general to I mean, it is just a matter of getting your name out there, right? It's like, so is it celebrity endorsement? Is it charity gifts?
It's a little bit of both. Casamigos had Clooney.
Yeah.
We have Gavin. Okay, I put Gavin up against Clooney any day of the week.
Well, Gavin,
he looks much better than Clooney.
Well, yeah, of course, but
and he's got more contacts, especially in Vegas.
Well, it's the brand is really exploding in Vegas. We're in, like Steve said, Bellagio. We're all over Bellagio. Every single outlet in Bellagio. We're in Aria, Cosmopolitan, Fountain Blue, Peter Luger's, which is an iconic restaurant from New York. Speaking of margarita, we have a black cherry margarita that sells 15 cases a month in Peter Luger's. And it's absolutely the best drink you've ever had. And we should really take it worldwide. It's exceptionally great. And but the brand it's really exciting because the key to this brand is 2 things. What we need is exposure, and we need people to try it. And when they try it, they're sold.
right.
It's a sale. That's all you need.
So is it a matter of getting the buyers at these separate restaurants or casinos, bars, to get them to try it, or is it? I mean,
Yes,
how difficult
yes.
is that?
Well, because they gotta see. I say two things in life. It's not who you know; it's do they know you.
Uh,
Think about it. So they know our family. We've been here in Vegas for the 35 years or so, and they trust us because we run the Palms Casino, and
yeah,
we brought in the Golden Knights. That was us. We brought the team to Las Vegas, and so they trust us. So when I call them and I tell them we have a great tequila, all they got to do is try it, and when they try it, they put it in.
yeah.
Simple, but they have to know who you are. They're not going to just put it in for everybody, and and so it's been really a big hit, and it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger every day, like Steve said, and Luis. We got two of the best CEOs in the country with Steve and Louise, and ownership, and it's just a matter of time. It takes time. I guess Steve, we haven't been at it this long, a few years, but the brand is just really exploding.
Well,
Big
Steve,
time,
as the
big time,
CFO, it should be exploding, right?
yeah, for sure, for sure. We're the official, we've been, when they had the Vegas Super Bowl, we're the official tequila for the players party, 2,500 people in 4 hours. It was quite a time, and everybody loved it. Tariq Hill wanted
Yeah.
to be our ambassador in Miami right away, but he loved the extra añejo. So we've got all kinds of good people around that are taking on the tequila, and they like it. The nice thing about it is we're not selling snake oil. It's just we're not overhyping things. It sells itself, as to Gavin's point. Once you taste it, you're going to run with it. We're competitively priced. Although when you get into extra añejo, it's a little crazy in that world. Our 7-year bottle goes for about $1,300 retail. It goes for $253 a shot anywhere in Bellagio and the places and the MGM hotels that we're in. And we've got a 9-year coming out that's going to go for about $1,500 a bottle. So we're very proud to have that. We've got enough juice already purchased to do 3,000 bottles before Christmas, and lots of activity between now and then.
Yeah. I was going to ask, is it a planned thought? Do you go, hey, we want to push more to the 7-year and the 9-year at the higher price point, because then maybe you scare off the bars that are trying to just do shots? I don't know.
Not necessarily. Those are two different worlds. If you've got a real high-end bar, yeah, they'll go with the extra because they've got that clientele that's going to come by. For the most part, the extra añejo product is intended, like in Vegas, it'll be for the high rollers. They'll put that in their room, just as a treat, whatever. And there's plenty of hotels there that are taking it in. As Gavin said earlier, we dominate Bellagio. Every bar, every restaurant, even the well drinks are all high end, and we are the chosen tequila. If somebody doesn't ask for a specific tequila, they'll serve ours. So we've had great success there, as I say, as a result of Gavin's connections and opening the door. The product does the rest.
Right. But yeah,
So-
you're right. It's a lot of it is getting in the door. My wife's friend, it works at the Bruno Mars bar at the Bellagio.
Oh yeah, he has our tequila.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her about it, because we went in there last time. We went to Fountain Blue, and then we went over to the Bellagio.
We're in 6 restaurants, on 6 menus, I should say, at Fountain Blue. Also,
Okay,
thanks
very
to
cool.
Gavin opening that door.
That's a lot of doors. What was your saying again, Gavin? I want to hear that
I
again.
say it's not who you know,
Who knows
it's
you?
do they know you?
I like
Think about it, because everybody can say, "Oh, I know this guy," and he's may have met him one time, but the gentleman doesn't know you. So
Yeah.
I think it's just the trust factor of who we are, and also the brand. like Steve says, you don't have to have a heavy sales pitch because all they got to do is try it.
Yeah. I mean, the
I
bottle's
was
beautiful. The presentation's beautiful.
the
Packaging's good, yeah.
Yeah.
packaging's unbelievable. Yeah. And the 9-year-old, what's going to be in crystal, polished crystal? Steve,
Yes,
the
in
nine-
a wooden box. It's going to be quite a presentation. And we'd be happy to send you some, if we're allowed to say that on the air. But I can send it over to your office for a tasting of some type of event there, whenever you'd like.
I'll come down and pick it up.
We could see you anytime.
I'm actually in your neighborhood, so
Good. Excellent. You're welcome anytime.
I used to work right off Catella and
Sure.
Catella and
We're off
State.
the 91 freeway in Tustin Avenue.
Yeah, I was right there for a long time.
Would love to see you at the
Back when
office.
the Maloofs owned the Kings.
Oh,
The Kings, the Rockets.
Yeah.
They own the new Padel League. They just won another championship back to back.
yeah, and Comisario's sponsoring our new Padel League, the Paddleball League, which is not really blowing up. We had over 800,000 YouTube viewers on our last contest in Miami. We won the championship there too, and so it's great. We got some big things happening in that world. It's like, I don't know if you've seen the paddleball.
Yeah.
It's
Unbelievable.
nothing against pickleball. Pickleball's a game. This is a sport, and pickleball's okay, but paddleball's fast. It's exciting. And the
It's growing
Comisario's
fast. It's growing
growing
fast.
going
Yeah.
crazy, going crazy. So we're at the Tequila Comisario, the sponsor for the league, for our team.
Is that probably it seems like that's the biggest way for alcohol brands. You can still sponsor events.
Yes,
There are limitations with advertising and where you can advertise
sure.
but with sponsoring events seems like a huge deal.
And Gavin got us into the suites at T-Mobile Arena. We're continuing to negotiate there's 2 big bars available as you go into the turnstiles or whatever. And before the escalators, there's one on the right, one on the left. We're going to try to conclude negotiations on the left, and we'll have our own tequila in there as well.
You'll have the new A's stadium with maybe some potentialities there.
That would be
Maybe.
another Gavin task.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I've thought of that. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's not going to be for a couple of years, but still.
No,
Yeah.
you're right. That'd be great. The A Stadium, yes. Obviously.
It'd take me 5 years just to get an appointment. Gavin? Steve who? No, we don't know.
There's certain things you're good for too, Steve.
Well, tell my wife, please.
Yeah.
Of 58 years.
But the great thing is, there's a lot of celebrity brands and there's a lot of celebrity tequilas, but they don't know anything about the liquor business. They don't understand it. They don't know it. They put their name to it. They just expect it to sell. But you have to work the brand. You have to go. You have to see the customers. You have to go to the retail stores. You have to know how to promote it. And there's a couple celebrities that do a really good job, but they, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of these high-end retailers don't want celebrity brands because they're usually not any good. There's a lot of them out there, and I'd say 98% are no good. That's my opinion. I don't know what Steve thinks, but there's a lot of them that aren't any good.
Yeah, there's a lot of celebrity promotions with, and a lot of it's tequila lately because it's the hottest segment of the spirits market. But when you taste it, I mean, other than the Rock, and of course Casamigos, I tip my hat to them, but we beat every one of them.
Yeah.
Clase Azul, Don Julio 1942, our regular Añejo beat that in a taste off. And then we beat just about every other tequila on the market. And that's why we're the most awarded in the last 3 years. Nobody's even, I doubt the top 3 tequilas have as many awards as we do.
And so now it's just a matter of letting consumers know that.
You got it on the nose, spot on. We just have to get the word out. We're the best tequila nobody's heard of. So they're gonna hear, but we've had tremendous growth. And again, it's not just in we got a great sales team, but when you need to get an appointment, like I said, it'd be 5 years before I could get into the A's office just to talk about it.
Yeah.
Guys like Gavin Maloof and his family, Joe, Phil, Adrian, and George, they have given just complete faith and trust and lots of hard work building this brand. And again, I think it's the difference was me driving around in a Chevy and Gavin in a Bentley as far as speed and comfort, going through this transition and expanding as much as we have.
Well, he's taking the Tesla tunnel. That's all.
There you go. I do have one of those. All good though.
Is Nashville one of the areas? I don't know if tequila's a big grove there.
We've got a new marketing individual by the name of Kathy Cardenas. She is really good at what she does. Great background. We're looking forward to working with her. We just started about a month ago, and she's been all she represented and then some. It's who you work with. It's who you surround yourself with. If you've got good people around you, you're going to do well. People with integrity, people that don't just promise something and don't deliver. So we're fortunate, very blessed in many, many ways. Give thanks to God every day.
Got to, you're still breathing. You got another day.
Every day I wake up, I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm with you on that.
One more day, Lord. One more day.
Exactly. So what's the other than everything we've talked about, is there any other growth cycles that you see out there, Gavin?
Maybe I think you mean
Is it going after bars specifically, or is it going after more
there's there's millions of accounts.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying. Where do you go?
I think in building a brand, when most brands in my experience have been built on premise, and on premise because they're trying it, they taste it, you get on the menu, get a specialty drink. That's where most great brands have been built. But now we're hitting both sectors, and we're hitting the off premise and the on premise.
Sure.
I think but there's so many bars and restaurants. Here it is. It's person by person, drink by drink, account by account. And I don't care if the account is small, they do one bottle a year. Doesn't matter. That account someday could grow into a big account.
Absolutely.
So we take every single account seriously. We take every customer seriously, and that's how you build a brand. There's no magic wand where you just throw your name out there and it's automatically going to sell. It doesn't work that way. Yeah, now we'll eventually get some influencers that have millions and millions of followers and expedite the process. But you have to build a foundation. You got to start somewhere, build a house. You got to build a foundation. That's what we're doing. We're building a foundation. But you could have fooled me. We're going into 8, 10, 15 countries worldwide. And another thing that's very interesting, that I think this is correct, Steve, that 85% of the tequila consumption is done in 2 countries, the United States and Mexico.
Yeah.
Right on. That's the number.
Yeah, which means that the rest of the world, there's another universe out there that really hasn't experienced tequila.
It's a level playing field, to your point, Gavin.
Yeah.
People that haven't tasted it before, they've not necessarily heard about Don Julio, Patron, all the big names, so it's level from the standpoint that when they're going to consider bringing it into their country, everybody's going to taste it. And I assure you, we're going to be at the top most of the time. The product is that good. It's that consistent. And as I say, our accolades and awards prove that. We don't have to brag about it. It's there. It is what it is. And we enter the more prestigious events. We don't go to some small event out there where, you can buy off the judges and all that kind of stuff. We go to the ones that it's top competition. Last year at the WSWA, World Spirits Association, the largest get together in the whole US. Once a year it's in Vegas, the other year it's in Tampa. They awarded our Reposado Best in Show. That's the number one
Good as it gets.
in the entire category. So that's pretty nice.
So it really is for you guys. It's just a matter of getting people to try the.
You got it.
Right.
Gavin, occasionally he'll, have some happy feet and he'll be walking through whatever casino he's in and he'll spot I've seen him where he's birthday party over here, anniversary over here. And, I was with him a couple of weeks ago and a group from New York, all Japanese girls for some kind of party. They were dressed to the max. I thought it was prom night and Luis didn't, and rather Gavin didn't notify me.
Every night.
But he walked over, got all of them a fancy margarita, and they stood up and saluted everybody. And they're going to go back and tell people about the brand. But Gavin does that, and he's the talk of the whole night. When he comes in and does that. And then our tequila is second, but it's growing in popularity behind Gavin. Okay.
Is that what you look for an influencer? Someone that can just walk into a room and
light it up?
Tequila Comisario?
Yep. And we've got a lot of different stars, people we're talking with now behind the scenes. I mean, as we have grown to the extent that we have and how fast that we have, it requires a lot of cash to do that. It's amazing what they cost. I mean, containers run depending on the blend, anywhere from 170,000 to 200,000 a container. We've always got about 6 million in inventory. We pay cash for everything that comes in. We don't have anything in bonded warehouse. I want to be able to react if Gavin calls me and said, hey, we got to get this product to here and there. He, in the future here, is going to be making near future, a couple of weeks. He'll be heading to Chicago to reach out to some of his people and acquaintances that can open up, give us the opportunity to go in some restaurant chains and whatnot. So even Wrigley Field, I think, is that under consideration as well?
Yeah, Wrigley Field and the Bears.
Oh, the Bears, that's it.
Soldier Field.
The president of the Bears. So
yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of opportunity. A lot of it's pay to play, but there's a lot of opportunity. There's some where you just walk in and they try it and they love it and they put it in. But the key is getting on the menus and a specialty drink. That's on premise, because like Steve says, it's the best tequila nobody knows about. Yeah, but they will
For sure. Bellagio just did a nice table tent that offers 3 cocktails utilizing Comisario tequila. And they just went out for the whole football season. And they look fantastic. Anyway, I'm just very proud of what Gavin and his family have done to just get us into Vegas. I mean, that's the city. If you're going to start somewhere and you want to get exposure, you want Las Vegas. You got 42 million people a year coming in from all over the world. And it's going to be fantastic as we continue to grow there.
Well, I'm curious, Gavin, you've been in Vegas for a while, and like you said, you were part of the Knights. I mean, when I go to Vegas now, it's all Raiders, it's the Golden Knights, and now it'll be the A's.
We're the official tequila of the Golden Knight, not the Golden Knights, the Raiders.
Yeah,
on the radio program, we're
JT the Brick.
Yeah, JT the Brick. Yes, he does he's famous. He's been around for 30 years or so, 40 years. But we're on the Raiders broadcast, the radio broadcast with JT the Brick.
I mean, that's not Vegas has changed that way, right? I mean, it used to be a town of no teams.
And I guess not to toot my horn, but without me, there wouldn't have been a team in Vegas. You know that.
Yeah, with the Knights. With
the Knights, yeah, because we owned the Kings, and then we sold the Kings. My brother Joe and I went and saw Gary Bettman. I've known Gary Bettman since I hate to say it, 77, but I've known him so many years. And we went and saw him, my brother Joe and I, and said, hey, what about a team in Las Vegas? And he looked at me and he looked at Joe and he didn't say no. And he
That's the
didn't say
important part.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he didn't say yes. And then we worked together for 4 years on it, up back and forth to New York, and finally got a team here. But everyone thought that a team would never work in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the craziest thing. I said, well, aren't we people? We're the same people as New York and Chicago. And I mean, we're the same people. We want our own team. And for some reason, they said the hockey would never work in the desert.
And
Well,
it's working.
yeah, won the
Because I
championship.
see
So
night memorabilia everywhere. I mean,
yes,
I'm usually in town when they're playing, in December for the rodeo, and it's
Hmm.
it's nuts when they have the games that are going on. So it's just
We-
a different Vegas.
Yeah, we also helped at the rodeo the last 2 years. We teamed up with Wrangler. So
I won't hold that
not
against you. No, I'm kidding.
sorry.
I won't hold that against you.
Okay,
oh,
good.
he's Stetson.
I
He's
compete against
Stetson.
Wrangler, so
He's Stetson. Stetson.
yeah.
Stetson's a
Yeah,
good brand.
all good. All
Great
good.
brand.
Although I don't
Stetson's.
think too many of those bull riders are drinking tequila right before they get on. So
I bet you they are.
they need it afterwards, but
Before and after they. We call them roughies for a reason.
oh
They're rough
man.
stock guys.
I bet Tough Hedeman. Tough.
Yeah, Tough's always around.
Yeah, he's a good man.
Yeah,
Tough.
like I said, he's always around. And the rodeos. I'm trying to think because we always stay at the Mirage, and we used to sponsor the Gold Buckle Zone, which was I think it was a Crown Royale event. It's just amazing that the alcohol companies and their sponsorships of all the events, whether it's Gillies or Gillies isn't there anymore because the Mirage is gone now. It's kind of crazy.
Mm.
So,
Used to go there myself all the time.
yeah. Well, I last year I worked at the Horseshoe, which is the old Bally's, which is yeah. So trying to
Wow.
explain to people I'm at the Horseshoe and they're like, you're downtown. I'm like, no, I'm not downtown.
Yeah, Mirage used to have I thought was one of the best entertainers, Danny Gans. He
Yeah.
died at a young age, and anyway, he was terrific. Used to go there every time I'd see him every time I went to Mirage.
And Rich Little was at the Trop before they
That's
closed.
true. That's true.
So I was
But,
talking to him about being a guest on the show, and when they announced the shutting down the Trop, he kind of backed off, but we'll see.
Mm. Well, let me know if you want to stop by the office or have me send some product to you. But either way, just let me know. I don't know if there's is there anything else you'd like to chat about, or
I'm curious about it. Like Gavin, are you traveling quite a bit?
Pretty much, yeah. Like I said, we're going to Chicago soon. We're doing this charity event called Club 42. It's very famous in Chicago. It's the who's who, the Pritzkers, Reinsdorf, everybody who's who attends this, and then Comisario is one of the sponsors.
Okay.
And we're really proud of that because we put a bottle on each table and they talk about it. And our friend, Senator Jimmy DeLeo, he's a retired 28-year senator in Illinois, in Chicago. And he's the MC, but it's really a beautiful event.
Perfect.
That we charity.
Is there any other events coming up that you want people to keep an eye out for Comisario?
Well, we're always coming up with something. Like Steve says, we have this concert coming up. I guess that's in spring, right, Steve? Or
it's either going to be November 1st
or November.
Depending on some people we want to bring in there. We've got REO Speedwagon, Taylor Dane, Journey's traveling over in Europe, but we've got some high profile people that'll be coming to it. So I'm not supposed to say any the whole list of names because we haven't signed them yet, but we've got a nodding of the head, and it's now just coming up that we're going to put the paperwork together. But it's all 100% for charity. Any local police or fire, first responders in Vegas that aren't working that day, we're going to have at least 2,000 tickets available and they get in free. So anyway, it's going to be a good event for a good cause. And we look forward to doing it.
I'm curious. One last question is, does it help you guys on the distribution level if consumers are asking their bars or their stores?
Oh, sure. Ask for it. You bet.
Go back the other way.
Because we've got every major distributor. We've got Southern Glacier, formerly Southern Wine and Spirits,
Right.
is all of California, and all Kroger related, but all California as well. And then Breakthrough in Vegas, for actually all of Nevada, but that's who handles Vegas for us. They're in 39 states as well. We've got Empire distributors in Georgia, Tennessee, and Colorado. And then we've got a bunch of other little ones, you know, in Tri-Vin up in the tri-states, New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut. So, you know, we haven't got all our eggs in one basket. You know, we've got good, these are good distributors.
For good baskets to be in.
It's a great basket, other than at Easter. Okay. Then I prefer the candy.
Well, I'll have my listeners try and give some shout outs on the Comisario
Well,
brand.
thank you. Thank you.
Especially at the rodeos and that kind of thing. Because if it helps, I mean, we'll ask the bartenders.
Can't hurt.
You hear it. I
mean, Gavin would tell me every day, yeah, call this person, do this, do that. A guy that's as successful as he and his family are, I'm going to listen everything he says.
Sure.
You know, they haven't been running these big companies and big activities, especially, I mean, sports is, you know, in his heart, but liquor in general is in their wheelhouse. I mean, if you want to read the book, you read the Maloofs. 75 years in with the Coors distributorship in New Mexico. From there, they've done all kinds of other things. So they're not just, you know, somebody with liquor knowledge, you know, although that is their wheelhouse. They've got knowledge, and collectively they're very smart people. And I might add, with high integrity, which goes to my point earlier. If you've got people with integrity to start, and then it goes up from there with everything they've accomplished in the past. I mean, they don't have to do anything anymore. They're very charitable to their church and to the community. They always give back. So anyway, I don't want to get on a little whatever here, but I feel very blessed in my life. That's all I can tell you.
Thank you.
I'll have to make sure that I tag his entire family on this episode so they hear that.
Great.
Gavin's doing great things.
And I'm not saying that just for a comp for lunch when I get over to Vegas.
We got to go to Peter Luger's now, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Better be hungry over there.
Well, what's the best way for my listeners to follow up with? Is it social media? You guys hitting social media pretty hard, or is it?
We are now. We haven't had a lot to spend other than on product and raw material. Yeah. But now we're actually in the process of going public. I can't say a lot about it, but we came to an agreement last Friday with a group that has quite a bit of cash in it. And I think we're moving up to at least AAA level. And we look to get our name out there much better than what we already have.
So yeah, definitely the brand's on the grow. That's amazing.
For sure. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be exciting. So I'll get everyone over to your website and or your social media platforms.
Can't thank you enough.
And ask your bartenders for Tequila Comisario.
There you go.
Right? That's all we got to do.
That helps. That's
get a couple thousand people asking all the time.
And you know what'll happen.
Fantastic. Yes.
Great.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. My dad worked for Zeb Pierce, which was the Coors distribution.
Oh, Pierce and Sons. Oh, yeah.
And
Art Pierce. I knew Art Pierce really well. Art, I'm sure he was one. He took over. And Zeb, I think, was his father.
Yeah.
Art Pierce. Yeah. Pierce and Sons. Oh, yeah. Arizona.
Yeah. Well, I was born in Phoenix. And, in the the 60s. So
that's it.
Worked for him for quite a while.
Yes, great family. Yeah,
that was back when Coors wasn't distributed everywhere yet. So, well, hey, thanks again for the time. Appreciate it.
Thanks for your time.
Thank
and
you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
I appreciate the time. Thanks, guys.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.